Good morning students. Welcome to the social science class. Today I will start new chapter of civics, chapter 4, key elements of democratic government. And students, this chapter starts with the story of South Africa. South Africa. South Africa is a country in African continent. And this country is democratic today. When this country was not democratic, when the country was not following the principles of democracy, what happened? And in this chapter, first of all, I will tell you about the story of the people of South Africa, how they struggled for getting democratic rights. So, in this country or in this story, this is a story of Maya Naidu. Maya Naidu was a girl whose brother was killed by police. Why? Because she belonged to black community. Students, you should know in South Africa, when this country was under the control of Europeans or white people, then they followed the policy of apartheid. What is the meaning of apartheid? It means separation on the basis of race and color. In this country, people were divided on the basis of their color. And several communities lived together. What they were discriminated. First community was of white people. And these people, they came from Europe. And they lived in South Africa. They controlled the country. And after that, they ruled the country. Like Britishers, they controlled our country before independence. And our country was under the control of Britishers. They colonized our country and they exploited us a lot. Similarly, South Africa country was controlled by Europeans, white people, and they followed the policy of apartheid. This policy was known as racial segregation. What is the meaning of racial segregation or separation? Means separation on the basis of race and their color. And white people, they were in majority and that's why they followed this policy. Second group was of black people. Black means their skin color was black and that's why they were regarded black people. They faced lot of difficulties, trouble in the country, because they were not given any kind of voting rights. And even their areas were separately marked, and even you can say, and some areas were reserved for white people. Blacks were not permitted to move in those areas. And in this way, black people, they suffered a lot during their white Europeans reside. Then third category was of mixed race. Mixed race means British complexion, or those people, for example, Indian or any other group who moved to South Africa. For example, who were not the born citizen of South Africa, or you can say mixed race consists of British complexion, or any other countrymen who came from other countries and they lived in South Africa. It means in South Africa, three groups lived there: white, black and mixed race. And out of these three, white people, they proved their majority. They controlled black people by following the policy of apartheid. What is the meaning of apartheid? Apartheid means separation on the basis of race and color. And after this, when this policy was implemented in South Africa, many black people struggled a lot. And this is a story of Maya Naidu. She lost her brother because her brother demanded to get education in his own language. At that time, these black people were not permitted, were not allowed to get education in their language. What these, you can say Maya Naidu, her brother, he want education in his own language, and the language was Zulu, Z-U-L-E. What the white people, European people, they imposed African language on these people. It means In South Africa, black people were not free to get education in their own language. And that's why many people protested against this apartheid policy and even this racial segregation policy. And police attacked many people, and her brother, Peter, Hector Peterson, he was killed. And this is a very sad story. Means in any country when people they are not getting rights, then people they have to face many kind of difficulties. Then in South Africa, many small political parties joined together and they form a group, and this group was named as African National Congress. And the leader of this African National Congress was Nelson Mandela. He struggled a lot. He fought for this apartheid policy in South Africa against white people, and he was imprisoned in jail also. He was tortured. Even black people were tortured a lot. And he spent many years in jail. And under the international pressure, when South African government, they changed their rules and regulations and they decided to conduct elections in the country. And you know, when Nelson Mandela, he spent 28 years in jail, and when he came out, then voting rights were given to all the black people and even to all the mixed race in the society. Then when he came from jail, he contested election because now black people they were given right to vote and to form political parties. Then he won with the maximum number of votes, and you know, Nelson Mandela, he became first black president of South Africa. And this was a victory of black people over white. And we can say because at that time South Africa was not democratic country. So that's why they discriminated on the basis of race and color. And they followed the policy of apartheid. This policy was based on color, difference on the color and their race. And Nelson Mandela, after becoming the president, their party removed this policy of racial discrimination. And Nelson Mandela and his party, they formed best constitution for the world and gave equal rights to all, even black, white and mixed race. In this way, we can say that in the South African country, people struggled a lot to get right to vote. Even black people struggled a lot to get right to vote. So, I have explained you the story of South Africa, meaning of apartheid and contribution of Nelson Mandela in bringing democracy in South Africa. After 1994, South Africa became the democratic country. So, India is also democratic country and South Africa at present is democratic country. Even in India, we can say people they are given many kind of rights to the citizens. So, in South Africa, when people participated through rallies, through campaigns, and they got their right to votes, it means in democratic country or in democratic form of government, people participation is must. So now I will tell you how people can participate in the process of democratic government. So number one, people can participate in the functioning of government by using their voting rights. It means when people use their voting rights, they know how to vote, to whom to elect, then they can participate in the functioning of government. So, voting rights must be used very carefully. Second is interest in the politics. How we can create interest in the politics? By listening news, by watching television debate and discussion, and even by reading the newspapers also. People can participate in the functioning of democratic government. People should know how government is making laws and these laws are beneficial for the people or not. In this way, people they should make interest in the activities of democratic government. Then third is to oppose the government. If government is not making good laws for the people, then people should oppose the government. This is the right, this is the main right of the government to oppose. In every democratic country, there is a strong opposition. And even in India, many people, they oppose wrong policies of the government. In this way, government try to pacify, government try to make good laws for the people. Then next is movements. People, they can participate in several movements against the democratic government, like anti-corruption movement, like save environment, for example, Beti Bachao, for example, save women rights, clear, even right to vote. Even I have also discussed in the previous lecture about the suffrage movement, in which people, they raise their voice against right to vote. It means in democratic government, people can participate through movements also. Then strikes. People can call strikes, or strikes, we can say strikes for in any part of the country or in any part of the state. If people, they are not satisfied with the policies of the democratic government, then these people, they can call strikes also. Okay? Then next is rallies. People can participate in rallies also, with banners or with logos. They, if they want to express themselves, they can express their feelings, okay, in the form of rallies. Then campaigns. People can participate in the functioning of government by launching various kind of campaigns also. In these campaigns, people, they express themselves, their views, and even television, in the radio, media also cover the activities of these people. It means if people, they want to raise their voice against government, they want to give any message to the people, then they can express themselves in the form of these voting rights, by using voting rights, by taking interest in the politics, then by opposition, by opposing the government activities, policies and programs, then by participating in the movements, then by calling strikes, then by holding rallies, then by starting campaigns, signature campaigns, demonstrations, and in this way people, they can participate in the functioning of democratic government. So in this lecture, you all have understand about the functioning of democratic government. If the country is not democratic, if the people, they are not satisfied, then government and people, you can say peaceful society will not be maintained. So it is very important, so for the democratic government, that citizens should be satisfied in the society. Thank you students. Have a nice day.